Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mysteries Unknown. We have a really cool podcast, a really cool episode tonight. I got a friend of mine coming on the show. His name's Adam, and Adam had a really cool experience in New Mexico, and I'm going to let him tell his story. That is really cool. But if you have a story or an encounter, any kind of mystery or an encounter with Bigfoot, something you'd like to talk about, just send us an email at video@jscreativear. Adam, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm not much, just enjoying the weather out here.
Why don't you jump in and tell us a little bit about what happened and your encounter?
Oh yeah. Oh wow, man. This one takes me back about 30 years. I was very young. We were, like I said, my grandmas and them. They're very traditional, so they had like a lot of animals and livestock they took care of, and both of them, late at night and stuff like that, they were very, at certain times they would worry. And when they did worry, it was something. So we got, I know it was like a late night. Both of them were very worried about their sheep. We have another sheep camp down about 5 miles down the road. So they got me in, I was young. They couldn't leave me home. So we jumped in the ride, I remember. And it was about 9:30, very late at night, and I still remember it was like a moonless night, so it was very dark. Just the eerie feeling when you were going down. But we were going down the road, and nothing really seemed out of the ordinary for me as a young kid. But the tensions were high, I remember, and there was this, I guess there was something going around attacking, wildlife from different parts of from where we're from. There's a lot of neighbors, a lot of relatives that live by us, and there's just something going around, attacking our sheep. And my grandma used to talk about this guy, Quetzal, that means Bigfoot in our language. So as we were going down the road, we got about halfway, and there's this road called the Panther Road, and exactly right there, if you want to Google it or something, it'll be right on Google Maps. It was in that area. My grandma stopped. I remember, halting, and it was just like it was so real, because we seen animal life there, and something jumped right in front of us. I just remember her just halting, and just the headlights were right on it. I mean, this was about 10 yards away from us. Jumped right over, and what I can remember, what I saw, because I was, speechless probably at the time. I mean, when you're a little kid, you don't think about that, but it was just like a big guy. His hair was slicked back, but it was odd because he had a face, but it wasn't like a face like a man. And his nose was very different. The way the color was never really seen anything like that. It was really like dark brownish, very muscular, but it wasn't standing up. It was like hunched over on the road, and I say it took about half the road. It was pretty big, and the one distinct thing that I remember it doing is looking back up towards the hill where I'm from, up the hill, and it kind of like did like a whistle or some kind of like call. And at the time, I didn't really think much of it. So about 10 more seconds went around, and you could see the just details. Except for the hands, I was more looking at the mane, like its head, because that's what caught me. Was like a big hairstyle, like somebody had long hair but just let it go over their head, and then with one leap it jumped off the road. And for me, it took a couple of seconds to to like kind of figure out what I saw. At the same time, both my grandmas, they weren't as stunned as I was, I don't believe. But we finally, my grandma put put the car in truck and drive, and we kind of drove down the road. We got to about halfway where we were supposed to be, and I just remember her saying that, you know, specific thing was, don't tell anybody what you saw tonight because they're gonna think, you know, you're crazy. She was saying it in her language. It's hard to say it for me but just the way she was saying, and then just you know, people are gonna think that we're crazy or we're telling lies, or it was something that we're not really supposed to talk about, but it was just something that I respected them for, you know, because they don't ask you much. They never asked for much, and when they did, you have to kind of respect who was there, especially my Bija, because you know, she was our protector, and you know, I always you know, I would believe her anything she said to me, you know, especially something like this. So just, you know, couple moments she took me, and then like I said, she checked on their sheet. We came back, and I live just right there where the spot happened, and you know, sometimes I can just go right back to that and just remember how it looked. It wasn't like a human, but it wasn't like a bear. It was very, very distinct, and something that I'll never forget, because I'll never forget it. And he's just something that a lot of people have been experiencing, I believe. And it's pretty cool how you're letting us talk about it, and because I really haven't said anything about that story. So
we're having some connection problems, and I lost him there, but me and Adam have been talking for just a little bit, and he's been really eager. And you know, this is not an easy thing to talk about, and he's wanted to come on the show for a while and kind of tell his story. And even though it happened a long time ago, something like that just doesn't leave your mind. But I really appreciate him taking the time to do that and share his story. But if you have a story or something you would like to drop on the podcast, reach out to us. We'd love to give you a platform to tell your story and share it with everybody. So we'll see you next episode.